When we think of World War II in Britain, images of bombed-out streets, air raid sirens, and civilian resilience often come to mind. What is less commonly understood is the meticulous preparation behind the civilian effort to survive nightly bombing raids, the system of blackout curtains, careful light discipline, and signaling restrictions that turned ordinary homes into invisible spaces. These measures were not merely symbolic or precautionary. They were practical, tactical adaptations to an environment of continuous threat. The lessons drawn from them extend beyond historical curiosity, offering insight into situational awareness, environmental adaptation, and survival-minded planning. Before we proceed, subscribe to Backyard Wisdom for more analyses of overlooked wartime techniques and practical lessons that remain relevant today. Maintaining darkness was a tactical necessity, not an inconvenience. During the Blitz of 1940–41, German bombers relied heavily on visual targeting for nighttime raids. City lights, illuminated streets, or even a single exposed window could reveal entire neighborhoods. Civilian compliance with blackout regulations was critical. Ordinary objects like heavy curtains, shutters, or blackout fabric transformed interiors into darkened spaces, effectively hiding homes from aerial observation. Reports from the period indicate that strict adherence to blackout protocols significantly reduced the accuracy of bombing runs. This demonstrates that small, disciplined actions at the individual level could influence broader strategic outcomes, a principle as relevant for survival preparedness as it was for urban defense. Blackout curtains were carefully designed for maximum effectiveness. A blackout curtain was more than a simple piece of cloth. In London, municipal authorities issued guidance specifying thickness, overlap, and installation methods to prevent light leakage. Curtains were often layered or backed with dark material, extending beyond the window frame to ensure that no slivers of light escaped. Window sills were painted matte black or fitted with additional shielding. These methods relied on understanding basic principles of light reflection and diffusion. The emphasis on proper installation highlights a broader lesson in preparedness. Knowledge of material properties and environmental effects can multiply the effectiveness of simple tools. Light discipline extended far beyond just windows and curtains. Survival under blackout conditions really required, a comprehensive approach. Indoor lighting was carefully limited, with lamps and candles shielded, and even the use of small handheld lights was discouraged except when absolutely necessary. Streets, shop windows, and factory floors followed strict protocols, using directional lighting, covered bulbs, and timers to minimize exposure. This attention to detail demonstrates the principle of layered protection. Small, cumulative adjustments in behavior and environment contribute to significant risk reduction. The psychological and operational challenges were significant. Living under blackout conditions was not merely a physical challenge. It demanded psychological discipline. These constraints highlight an enduring lesson in preparedness. Situational awareness and coordinated action can be as important as material defenses in reducing vulnerability. Failures in blackout compliance were exploited by enemy forces. Historical records indicate that German reconnaissance occasionally identified areas where light discipline was lax. Early in the Blitz, casualty reports often correlated with poor adherence to blackout rules, illustrating the consequences of incomplete or inconsistent application. Improvised solutions showed the value of adaptability and local knowledge. Residents often adapted creatively to maintain darkness. These improvised adaptations reflect a fundamental principle of wartime survival. Standardized guidance is effective, but local ingenuity, observation, and adaptation significantly enhance resilience. Blackout lessons apply beyond wartime survival. While blackout curtains and light discipline are historically specific, the underlying principles are universally applicable. Awareness of one's environment and disciplined management of simple resources, Light, movement, and signaling remains critical in risk mitigation. The human dimension of enduring the Blitz provides insight into resilience. Blackout compliance was not a technical challenge alone, it was a social and psychological effort that relied on community cohesion, individual discipline, and shared understanding of risk. Failures and successes demonstrated the importance of continuous adaptation. Throughout the Blitz, methods evolved. Understanding these historical practices enhances modern preparedness thinking. For modern audiences, the principles behind blackout curtains and light discipline are instructive. Closing thoughts on why remembering these stories matters. The blackout practices of World War II. Britain illustrate that survival often depends on the thoughtful integration of environment, discipline, and community. They remind us that even small measures, darkened windows, careful movement, and disciplined lighting can have strategic significance. Preserving and studying these stories ensures that lessons in preparedness, observation, and adaptive behavior continue to inform both historical understanding and modern survival strategies. If you value careful, detailed exploration of historical survival tactics and practical lessons from extraordinary circumstances, subscribe to Backyard Wisdom. Understanding these stories allows us to appreciate not only the strategic history of conflict, but the enduring principles of survival, adaptation, and coordinated action that continue to be relevant today. Share this video with anyone interested in resilience, preparedness, or the human ingenuity demonstrated under the pressures of wartime occupation.